Hi everyone. So we'll all meet in Samasthitihi. Big toes together and the heels slightly apart. But you can separate the feet a little bit more. Let's just take a moment here to settle in. Beginning the practice by shifting the attention inwards. Tuning into the breath. Tuning into where the mind is focused, to the sensations in the body, just noticing. Releasing any tension that you may be aware of, perhaps taking a deep breath in, and letting go whatever doesn't serve you with the exhale. Let's bring the palms to heart center for the opening mantra. You can join me or just listen. Inhale, deep breath in through the nose. Vande Gurunam Charanarvinde Sandarshita Swatma Sukhavabode Nishreyase Jangalikayamane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantye Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasi Dharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shwetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Exhale, bring the arms back down to your side. And we'll start with Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, bring the arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward with a long spine. Hands to the mat, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, step or jump back into a plank. And you can either stay in the high plank or lower down through chaturanga with the knees lowered or lifted in full plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. Point the toes and just lift the heart any amount away from the floor. Maybe just going into cobra. As you exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. You can move through tabletop or roll through the toes. Just taking this first downward facing dog nice and easy. Bend the knees if you need to. As you press through the hands and reach the hips up and back, settling into the breath. Into the Ujjayi breathing that'll support us throughout the practice. So gentle tone in the vocal cords, making the actions in the throat as if you were whispering, except the mouth is closed and you're breathing in and out through the nostrils. Good, even breaths matching the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. Let's take one more here. Fully exhaling on your next exhale, and at the bottom of the exhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale into half lift. Exhale into forward folds, relaxing the back and the neck. Inhale, come to stand, pressing through the feet, reaching up through the arms. Exhale into Samasthitihi, floating the arms back down to your side. Good. Again, just like that. Inhale, arms over your head. Press down as you reach up. Exhale, fold forward with a long spine. Hands to the mat. Draw the lower belly in as you fold. Inhale, half lift. Press through the feet. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, stay in plank or lower down. Option to lower the knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Again, lifting the heart any amount. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settling here into the body, settling into the breath, finding a deep rhythmic breath. but without straining the breath. Following the fullest inhale and the fullest exhale without forcing the breath. Smoothing out the edges of the breath. One more here. At the bottom of the exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Half lift, press through the feet, lengthen the spine. Exhale, keep lengthening as you fold forward, then relaxing the back and the neck. Inhale, come to stand. Press through the feet, lift through the rib cage and the pinkies. Exhale, float the arms back down to your side. Again, inhale, arms over your head, moving with the breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Keep the lower belly toned. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the shoulders down as you lift the heart and reach back through the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or child's pose. You're always welcome to take child's pose here instead. Settling into the breath, smooth rhythmic breathing, following the inhaling, expanding, rising, the exhaling, contracting, falling. Relax the neck, gazing up towards the thighs or towards the navel. Just take one more here. And when you're ready, step or jump to the top of the mat, half lift. Exhale, fold. Fully exhaling. Inhale, come to stand. Pressing down, reaching up. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, arms over your head. Pressing down as you drop the tailbone and reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Finish the exhale at the bottom of the plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift the heart, draw the lower belly in and reach back through the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Releasing any tension in the throat. Drawing in just above the pubic bone for Uddiyana Bandha. Taking one more breath. And when you're ready, step or jump to the top. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to stand. Pressing down, reaching up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, right foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, frame the right foot. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, left foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, strong legs. Exhale, frame the left foot. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Moving with the breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settling. You could also take child's pose. Connecting with the breath. Following it within the space of the body, through the nostrils. Okay, let's take one more breath here. And when you're ready, step or jump to the top, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend the knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more, bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, come up. Mindfully moving with the breath. Exhale, frame the right foot. Inhale, high plank, tone the lower belly. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, frame the left foot, no rushing. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Settling. Feeling the heat starting to build from the inside. Nowhere to go, just settling here in downward facing dog with the breath. One more. Fully exhale. Step or jump. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Reach the arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good. Padangusthasana. We'll bring the feet hip-width distance apart, hands to the hips. Inhale, press through the feet, lift the heart. Exhale as you fold with a long spine, catch the big toes and bend the knees if you need to. Another inhale to press the feet and reach the heart away from the pelvis. Exhale, keep lengthening the spine as you fold forward. Keep rooting the feet into the mat. And then at the end, when you're ready to settle into your final expression of the pose, keep the legs strong but release along the spine and the neck. Stay with the breath, rooting through the 3 points in each foot behind the big toe, behind the pinky toe, and down through the center of the heel. Drawing the lower belly in. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, lift the heart up, fully exhale. Padangusthasana, slide the hands underneath the feet, so you're stepping on the hands. And again, inhale to prepare, press through the feet, reach the heart forward to lengthen the spine. Exhale, continue lengthening as you fold forward. So feel like you're moving the rib cage away from the pelvis, like you're lengthening the lower belly onto the thighs as you fold forward. Bend the knees if you need to, as much as you need to. And then if you want to deepen into it just a little bit, you can make the actions as if you're going to pull the hands out from underneath the feet. But they don't move anywhere because you're stepping on the hands, and instead that draws you a little bit deeper as you reach the crown of the head towards the mat, keeping the neck relaxed. Deep, steady breaths. Let's take one more. Inhale, lift the heart, fully exhale. Inhale, come all the way up into Samasthiti. Utthita Trikonasana, inhale, step the right foot back, arms out to the side. As you exhale, pivot the right toes towards the back of the mat, and then reach through the right hands as you move into the posture. Allow the pelvis to sort of roll forward. So the left side of the pelvis rolls towards the side, kind of rolls forward, and that gives the pelvis a little bit more space to move into this posture. You can catch the big toe, you can bring the hand to the shin, or you can bring the hand to a block. Reach the left arm up. And then once you have your position, press through both feet down and away from each other, and then move that side of the pelvis in the opposite direction. So now move the left side of the pelvis back towards the left heel, as much as it feels comfortable in the hip. Reaching the tailbone also back towards the left heel as you reach the heart forward. And you're rooting down through the feet so much that you're not dumping so much weight into that right hand, wherever it is. Drawing the lower belly in, smoothing out the breath. Let's take one more here. On your next inhale, coming up and out of it, pivot the feet. Exhale, reach through that left hand as you allow the right side of the pelvis to roll forward. Catch the big toe or place the hand on the block or the shin. Reach the right arm up and then press both feet down and away from each other. And that might open the posture up a little bit more. Lengthen the side of the torso as you reach the right side of the pelvis towards the right foot and the tailbone towards the right foot. And if those actions feel really inaccessible, then you might just be too deep into it. Come out of it a little bit, find those actions, and then gently deepen into it. Feeling the foundation through the legs and the length and release through the spine. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, gently come out of it. And let's do Trikonasana B. Pivot around towards the back of the mat, moving the hips so both hips and both shoulders are pointing the back of the mat. Lift the left arm up and forward to move into the posture. The left hand is going to come either to the right side, the outside of the right foot, or the inside of the right foot, on the floor or on a block. And then as you root down through that left hand, start to rotate through the spine, so reaching the chest over towards the right and reach the right arm up. Pressing evenly down through both feet. And feel those 3 points in each foot rooting down as you draw the lower belly in. Maybe lengthen the right side of the torso. Feel that right sit bone moving back and towards the midline and the rib cage moving forward and up. And then gazing wherever it's comfortable for the neck. Let's take one more breath here, keeping the legs strong. And as you exhale, gaze down for balance. As you inhale, coming out of it. Exhale, left side. Turn over to face the front of the mat. Reach the right arm up and forward, so you're moving into the posture as you create length. Placing the right hand down, rooting through the right hand to reach the left arm up. Again, starting from the ground up. Feel the 3 points in each foot, rooting down as you lift the lower belly and lengthen the spine. Especially creating space on the left side of the torso, moving the left sit bone back and towards the midline as the rib cage moves forward and up. Settle into the breath, smooth out the breath. Feel into sensation. On your next exhale, gaze down. Inhale, coming out of it. Beautiful. Exhale, Samasthiti. Prasarita Padangusthasana. We're going to skip around a little. Step the right foot back, feet parallel to each other, hands to the hips. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, folds forward, hands to the mat. Inhale. Lengthen the spine, root through the feet. Exhale, folds forward as you continue lengthening. Drawing the lower belly in, releasing through the front of the hips, and releasing through the spine and through the neck. Pressing the hands into the mat, gently reaching the crown of the head towards the mat to really lengthen and create space along the spine. Steady breathing. One more. Fully exhale. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the heart. Exhale again completely. Inhale, come all the way up to the top. Exhaling there. Let's skip into C. Inhale, reach the arms to the side. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, reach the hands towards the mat, so you're straightening the arms as much as you can. Exhale, fold forward. You could also use a strap or a towel to hold on to. And as you fold, keep the legs strong so the spine can relax, the shoulders can relax, the neck can relax as you move the hands towards the floor. See if you can allow the shoulder blades to move away from each other as you keep reaching the hands away from the hips. And find some softness here, find some release wherever you can, without losing your ground. One more breath. Inhale all the way up to the top slowly. Exhale into Samastitihi. Let's come into Utthita Padangusthasana. So, starting on the left foot, bring the left hand to your hip. And first find your stability through the left side. So find your Samastitihi through the left side of your body. You're rooting down through the 3 points in the left foot. The leg is super strong. And as you press the foot down, feel the tailbone getting heavy so that you feel this lift coming from the front of the pelvis, the lowest part of the lower belly. You can see how all those actions are connected. Root down through the foot, drop the tailbone, lift through the lower belly. Good. And then pick up the right leg when you're ready. You can either catch the knee, find a drishti point, somewhere to gaze, something that's not moving ideally. If you want, you could also catch the right big toe, finding that Samastitihi throughout this whole process. Maybe you're straightening the leg. And again, find that action of pressing through the left foot, dropping the tailbone, and lifting through the front of the pelvis. Lifting through the heart, lifting through the crown of the head. Maybe you're folding forward for the last 3 breaths. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. If you folded, exhale, bring it out to the side as you move that right leg into external rotation. So the toes move back, the heel reaches forward. Maybe you're keeping the leg straight, maybe the leg is bent. And remember, the leg doesn't need to go all the way to the side. It can go more at a diagonal if that's what feels more comfortable, or maybe more in alignment for the hip. Maybe you're gazing over to the left. Again, find those actions. Press through the foot, drop the tailbone, lift through the front of the belly, and reach up through the crown of the head. So nice. On the next inhale, bring it back to the center. Exhale, just hold here or fold forward for 1 more breath. Inhale, both hands to your hips, and hold the leg out for 5. 4, press the foot, drop the tailbone, lift the belly. 3, relax the shoulders. 2, deepen the breath. And 1, release. Good. Check it out if you need to. Okay, other side. First, shift into the right foot. So shifting your center of gravity. Right hand to your hip. Find your gazing point. When you're ready, when you find that Samastitihi on the right side, pick up the left leg. Take your time moving through whatever will be your final expression of this first part. Maybe folding forward for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it out to the side. Good. Again, press through the foot, drop the tailbone, lift through the lower belly, reach to the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders, relax the muscles in the face. Deepen the breath. Good. On your next inhale, bring it back to the center. Maybe folding forward on the exhale. Inhale, both hands to your hips. For 5. Press through the foot, reach to the crown of the head. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that. Good. So nice. Shake the legs out if you need to. And we'll meet in Samasthiti, top of the mat. Inhale, arms over your head. Palms touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's jump through to seated. Inhale. And we'll find Dandasana. Good, legs straight out in front of you. Hands next to the hips. And find a place to settle your hands where you can keep spreading through the front of the heart, spreading the collarbones, without pinching the shoulder blades. So if the hands are too forward, that might encourage you to collapse the heart. And if the hands are too back, that might encourage you to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So find somewhere for the hands so that you can find both the heart spreading and the upper back spreading. And if you have longer arms, you might need to bend the elbows a little bit so that you're not pushing the hands into the mat. Instead, you're finding that lift through the heart by drawing the lowest part of the lower belly in and allowing that to lift the heart, and then you drop the chin. Feeling the sit bones rooting into the mat. And as you inhale, feel that expansion all around the rib cage, expansion into the upper belly. Feeling into the residue from the standing postures. Feeling your connection into the earth through the pelvis, through the legs. Let's take one more breath here. Releasing that. Paschimottanasana. Inhale, fold forward, catch the big toes, or have the hands alongside the legs onto the fingertips. Let's take another inhale here just to emphasize this moment. It's so important. Inhale, lengthen the spine, draw the lower belly in. And as you exhale, keep that length as you fold forward, as if you're flattening the belly onto the thighs. And then at the end, once you've reached that hamstring flexibility, you can begin to relax the back, relax the neck as you move into the forward fold. Keeping the legs strong, keeping that imprint, that memory of the half lift from when you lifted and lengthened the spine. So even as you're folding, you still have that sense of lengthening towards the feet. Even if you're not in it so deep, you still have that lengthening through the spine as you round and flex the spine. Good. Just take a couple more breaths here. Keep the legs strong, keep the feet awake, flexing the feet and reaching through the base of the big toes. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Fully exhale. Coming straight into Purvottanasana, point the toes, reach the hands behind the hips, and rotate the pelvis under so you're reaching the tailbone towards the heels. And you can start by bending into the elbows a little bit. On your inhale, you're going to reach the toes towards the floor. As you lift the pelvis, press through the hands, lift through the heart, and maybe drop the head back. If the legs are straight, keep the feet together. Keep reaching the toes towards the floor. You could also bend the knees and plant the feet. For 3, lift the pelvis. 2, lift the heart between the shoulder blades. 1 more breath. Exhale. Slowly come down. Good. And let's take a vinyasa. You can cross the ankles, roll over the feet, bring the hands in front of you and step back into a plank. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's jump through to seated. Let's come into Marichyasana A. So you're going to bend the right knee, plant the right foot, and just bring that foot as close as you can towards the outside edge of the hip, so that when you press the foot down, you can lift that hip off the floor. And so if that movement is difficult, you can sit onto a blanket. And then we're going to reach forward, slide the torso on the inside of the right thigh, and either just folding forward here, that right hand can catch the inside of the left foot or somewhere along the left leg. And you want to keep that right knee in towards the side of the body. And that left hand can be on the side, just supporting you in towards the center. Feel free to take the bind if you'd like, wrapping the arm around the shin, behind the back, folding forward. You could also just kind of like hug with the right arm, wrap around and hug the shin, reaching the chest forward. Folding over the left leg, squaring the shoulders over the left leg. Good. Yeah, whatever version works for you. We'll take about 3 more breaths. If you're in that binded version, then you can move the elbows away from each other to just keep that opening across the heart. Just take 1 more breath. Inhale, look up, fully exhale. And then moving straight into Marichyasana C. So keeping your foot there, and then either bringing the right hand behind you and just hugging the right knee with the left arm to move into a gentle twist. Or you can bring the left hand up and around to the outside of the thigh, bringing the elbow to the outside of the right knee. Gazing over the right shoulder if that feels okay for the neck. And then maybe going for the bind, wrapping around the shin and taking the bind. Keeping the left leg strong and tuning into the breath. Inhales to maybe lengthen the spine a bit more, lift the heart. Exhales to move a little bit more into the twist, pressing the left arm and the right leg into each other. Take 1 more breath here. And exhale, gently coming out of that. Let's take a vinyasa. You can do the version we did before, or you can cross the shins, hands in front of the hips. Lift up or walk the feet back into plank. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot. Make sure there's space between the left foot and the right leg. And you can either, you had a couple options, use the right hand to the side of you to help balance and move you towards the center. And you can just hug the left knee with the left arm as you start folding over the right leg. You could also slide the torso on the inside of the thigh and catch the right foot with the left hand. Keeping the right leg strong in every version, every variation. We can go for the bind, wrapping the left arm around the shin and binding behind the back. Settling, moving into the hip flexion of the left hip. Let's take 1 more breath here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Stay with this knee bent, and let's move into Marichyasana C, moving into a twist, twisting over to the left, either hugging the knee, bringing the elbow to the outside of the knee, or binding. Inhale, find length. Exhale, deepen, if the space is available. You can add some tension, the right arm against the left knee, the left leg. One more breath. And gently come out of it. Good. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale, lift up or roll over the feet. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. And let's come into Navasana. So we're working up to Ubhaya Padangusthasana, which does require some of that strength that we cultivate in Navasana, some of that core strength. So find any version of Navasana. You can either just bend the knees so that the toes are touching the mat with a straight spine, and bring the arms to the side. And you're finding that space. You're kind of resting just behind the sit bones, but not so much where you're on the sacrum. So you're between the sit bones and the sacrum. So just behind the sit bones, so that you can find a straight spine, but you could also keep the tailbone heavy and feel that lift through the lower belly. Good. For 5 breaths. 5, so you can either be here, or you can be here with the feet lifted. 4, or you can be with straight legs. 3, keep lifting the heart. 2, 1, cross the shins, hands in front of the hips. And then either with the feet lifted or the feet on the floor, bring the shoulders forward. Inhale, lift the hips up and back. Exhale, come down, just for 1 breath. In between sets. Back to Navasana for 5. Draw the lower belly and lift the heart. Relax the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. Again, Navasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep lifting through the heart. 1. Cross the shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last one. 5. Remember your options. 4, 3, 2. So good. 1. Cross the shins and jump back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's jump through to seated. And let's come into Padangusthasana, just to release this for a minute. Bring the feet together and pull the feet in close towards the body. Find a straight spine. Inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Lengthening the neck, drawing the lower belly in. Deep, steady breaths. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, gently come up. Exhale there. Good. Straighten the legs and let's lie down on our backs. We're going to do Supta Padangusthasana. So just like the one we did standing, the balancing posture we did standing, we're going to do lying down. So keeping the left leg strong, bring the left arm to the left thigh. Inhale, lift the right leg and catch the big toe. And now, before we kind of move into this posture, I want to play around with the grip that we have on the big toes. So you're going to catch the big toes with your peace finger, your pointer finger, and your middle finger. And then I want you to go from flexing the foot, so like really pulling the toes back towards you, to reaching through the base of the big toe. So do that a couple times. Really flex the foot so you might feel, and you can, by the way, you can bend the knee here if you need to. So really flexing the foot where you really feel that length through the calf. So you feel that calf muscle stretching. So really pulling the foot, the big toe towards you. And then as you have that bind and you're pulling on the arms, pulling on the fingers, reach through the base of the big toe. Good, and do that a couple more times. Flex, 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 and then reach to the base of the big toe. So you're going into that point position. Because this is going to come in handy for Ubhaya Padangusthasana. That action of going from flexing the feet to reaching to the base of the big toe. And then notice that when you do that, it kind of pulls your arm, pulls your shoulder. Okay. Inhale, when you're ready, lift the chin towards the shin for 5. So now we're using the core a little bit again. 4, so the leg comes towards the chin and the chin comes towards the leg. 3, the chin doesn't have to actually touch. 1 more breath. Exhale, lower down. And then bring the leg out to the side again. Don't feel like the foot needs to come all the way to the ground, but if it does, that's okay. Gazing over to the left. Drawing the lower belly in. You can bend the knee if you need to. 1 more breath here. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Exhale, 1 more breath. Lift. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, release the leg and lower the leg to the floor. Good. Left side, pick up the left leg. You can bend the knee if you need to. Catch the big toe with your peace fingers. And then just a few times go from flexing the foot to reaching to the base of the big toe. And keep that tension of pulling with the arms. And then push with the legs. So go from flex to reaching to the base of the big toes. That movement, I find, makes it really helpful to roll up in Ubhaya Padangusthasana. Okay, when you're ready, right leg is strong, right arm on the right thigh. Inhale, lift up. For 5, keep the right leg strong. 4, using the front body strength. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. And bring the leg out to the side. Maybe gazing over to the right. Drawing the lower belly in. Keep the right leg strong. Deep, steady breaths. On your next inhale, bring the leg back to the center. Exhale. Lift up 1 more time. Inhale, lower the head. Exhale, release the leg. Good. Hug the knees. Inhale, rock up to seated and lift up. We'll take a vinyasa. Step back into a plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. Exhale, lie down on your back. And now we're gonna play around with Ubhaya Padangusthasana. So exhale, roll down, and inhale, we're gonna come into Halasana. So lift the hips, bring the feet over your head, and then before you catch the toes, then shrug the shoulders away from the ears so you feel like the neck gets a lot more space. So take some time here in Halasana with the hands, like either holding onto the lower back or maybe interlacing the fingers and straightening the arms to really pull the shoulders down the back. And then when you're ready, after you've done that, reach back and catch the big toes. From here, you can keep the legs straight, but you can also bend the knees. And then we're going to just here get comfortable rocking on the toes. So we're coming to the base of the big toes and reaching the heels back and forward. So just get comfortable here, sort of rolling on the neck a little bit, keeping the chin away from the chest, and moving the heels back and forward. Good. And when you're ready, when you feel like you can build up some momentum, after the heels reach back, you're going to push off the feet and roll up. We can try that a few times. So a couple tips if you're working on this is right at the beginning of the rolling up, you kind of want to soften the spine a little bit. And then at a certain moment, you start to straighten the spine and sort of like pop the chest. So you start off with a rounded, soft spine, and then once the legs get away from the floor a little bit, you start to straighten the spine and pop the chest. And what helps you to get to that position is the legs. So after the feet push off the floor, you want to feel the legs activating and reaching forward. And that mechanism that we practice in Supta Padangusthasana of flexing the feet and then reaching through the base of the big toes is going to help you find that movement forward with the strength of the legs. So there is some like timing involved of like when to engage, when to activate, when to pop the chest. But if you kind of just feel into it, it might be more intuitive than you think. So you might not have to think about it so much. So I'll give you a few tries to try this. So what we're trying to do basically is go from that halasana position into this sort of like bound navasana position, where again you're behind the sit bones, but you're holding onto the big toes. So from halasana, I like to shrug the shoulders first, then catch, then reach back through the heels, push through the feet, soften the spine, reach through the legs, and lift the heart. On an inhale, you roll up. So you have to round the spine and then straighten the spine. Don't try to straighten and pop the chest too soon. It's like round the spine, reach the legs, lift the heart. If I can place the actions in an order, that's how I would place them. Round the spine, reach the legs, lift the heart. And then if you're still having a hard time, do all of that with bent knees, because then you'll notice that you need a certain level of flexibility in the hamstrings to do all of that with straight legs. Good. I see you guys trying. So awesome. Good. And then once if you're ready to move on, keep trying if you want, but if not, you can try holding this position. So the next set of 5 breaths is just to hold this position here, looking up. And you can keep the legs straight. Keep reaching through the base of the big toe. So you're pushing with the legs and pulling with the arms to help lift the heart. And again, finding that place just behind the sit bones, drawing the lower belly and feeling that lift from the pelvis, from the front of the pelvis. Good. Just stay here for a couple more breaths. Remember, you can do this with bent knees. Good. So nice. Release that, cross the shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. Exhale, let's lie down. And you can try that one more time, or this time you can do the version catching onto the outsides of the feet. So bringing the legs over the head. This is the next posture in primary series. Urdhva Paschimottanasana. No, Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana. And then this time, instead of catching the big toes, catch the outsides of the feet. Is a little bit more difficult. So feel free to catch the big toes again if you're still working on that. But it's essentially the same thing. I like to shrug the shoulders first, catch the outsides of the feet. Exhale as you reach the heels back. Inhale, push off the feet, soften the spine, reach through the legs, and lift the heart. And you reach the toes forward, push with the legs, pull with the arms. Good. You can try that again if you need to. Bending the knees on the way up. And then, if you find the balance there, you can slide the hands down to the heels and pull the legs in towards you. So you're pulling the hands down through the outsides of the heels, lift the heart. Good. This one might be a little bit more difficult to balance. You can bend the knees if you need to. Keep working on the come up if you're still working on that. But if you're here, we'll take a couple more breaths. Inhale, straighten the arms, look up. Exhale there. And release that. Cross the shins, inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. Exhale, lie down. Bend the knees and plant the feet. We did a lot of folding forward here. So now we'll begin the closing with some back bends to counterbalance all that forward folding. So bend the knees, plant the feet, aligned with the outside edges of the hips and the feet parallel to each other. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, reach the tailbone forward and the knees forward. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Catch the ankles, or you can interlace the fingers underneath the hips. Pressing through the feet, lifting the pelvis. Keep reaching the knees forward as you feel the inner thighs moving down. Lengthening the front of the body. And on your next exhale, roll down the spine, one vertebrae at a time. We'll have 2 more back bends. So you can either do bridge pose again, or you can move into Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel pose. Bringing the hands next to the ears and the fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, reach the knees forward, the tailbone forward. Inhale into bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you're moving into Urdhva Dhanurasana, keep the elbows in towards each other, spreading the upper back. Ease into it. This is a very intense back bend to be one of the first back bends we work with. We've worked with other back bends, but this one is quite extreme, so ease into it. Lengthening the front of the body as you press through the hands and press through the feet. When you're ready, you can come down and prepare for your 3rd and final round of back bending. Keep working if you want. Beautiful. Doing drop backs, standing up and doing drop backs if you'd like. Very nice, Charlotte. When you're ready, no rush. Come into a posture to release the back bends. You can hug the knees. You can rock up to seated and forward fold. Settling into the breath. A few more here. One more breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release that. Let's lie down on our backs for some shoulder standing, bringing the feet over the hips. And so this can be your shoulder stand, or if you'd like, you can lift the hips, bring the hands to the lower back. Reaching the toes up, legs are active. If you're in the full shoulder stand, really move the shoulders away from the ears, giving the neck a lot of space, and gently moving the chin away from the chest. Deep, steady breaths, perhaps slowing the breath down if that space is available to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale into Halasana, bringing the feet towards the floor and bringing the hands to the lower back or interlacing the fingers, lengthening the spine, reaching the sit bones up. Could also do this with the hips on the floor. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Karnapidasana. Bend the knees round the spine so the knees come towards the ears and towards the floor. Point the feet and see if you can get the feet and the heels to touch. You can also do this with the hips on the floor. Maybe turn it into happy baby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently roll out of it for Matsyasana. Lowering the hips and then lowering the legs. You can do Matsyasana with straight legs, or you can come into the full lotus version, lifting the heart and bringing the crown of the head towards the mat. Good. Lifting through the heart, lifting through the sacrum, so you feel like the entire spine is lifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tucking the chin and gently coming out. Good. From here you can take Chakrasana, backward roll, or hug the knees and rock up to seated. We'll make our way through a Vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated. Let's find a comfortable seat. The option to take full lotus. Wrapping the arms behind the back, taking the bind if you'd like. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Deepening the breath. Following the breath through the inhale, through the exhale. 5, 4. Breathing at your own pace. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Come up. Release the arms. Bring the wrist towards the knees, the pointer towards the thumb. As you feel the pelvis, the sit bones rooting down, feel the lift through the front of the pelvis and the lift through the heart. Relax the shoulders as you drop the chin towards the chest. And the wrists are lightly touching the knees, as the pointer finger lightly touches the thumb, the tip of the thumb. falling into your pace. Finding the fullest, deepest breath in and the fullest, emptiest, complete breath out. Noticing that natural pause between the inhales and the exhales. Settling in. Few more breaths at your own pace. Stay focused inwards. Stay with the breath. Over the next couple rounds of breath, gently release the technique. Relax the arms, allow the hands to rest. Release the tone in the vocal cords. Release the lower belly. Close the eyes if you'd like. Settling here. Releasing the tension behind the eyes. Releasing the tension in the throat. Just allow it all to dissolve down into the space of the heart. Let's bring the palms to heart center and we'll finish with the closing mantra. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantan nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokha samasta sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Make your way to Shavasana for a final resting pose. Be here for just a couple minutes. Just make your way there however you'd like. If you'd like to stay longer, feel free to stay longer, but if you're ready to move out, start to make small movements with the body, deepen the breath. Inhale, reaching the arms over your head for a deep breath in and a full body stretch. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Falling over to either side. And gently making your way back up to a seated position. We'll just take a final moment here. Close the eyes if you'd like. Just settle into this quiet space. Feeling a sense of gratitude for this practice, this opportunity to step on the mat and feel into the body and move the body and come into our edge and change our patterns of reacting and learning to be with ourselves and be with sensation exactly as we are. Let's close with an Om. You can join or just listen. Inhale. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining.